You're listening to Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230-1019, and we are joined by Alamogordo Tigers head football coach A.J. Cisco. Coach, how are you?
I'm good, man. It's a big week.
It is a big week. We know that we've been looking forward to this week a lot. Probably not the change in schedule that you would have designed, but you know it is what it is, and you guys got to go play, right?
Yeah, nonetheless. I mean, we would love to play on Friday night, but Thursday night, change of schedule, we just have to roll with the punches. It's not due to Oregon Mountain. It's not due to us. We all know what the reason is.
Yeah.
And if we want to stop having these things, we got to get people involved to being officials. I mean, that's the fact of the matter. So we can't complain or point fingers. Let's just own it. And it doesn't change the importance of this game or what we got our mindset on and what we talked about since last November about making the playoffs.
And both teams have to make the same adjustment. I mean, obviously you guys have a little bit shorter of a week than Oregon Mountain did. They played on a Friday night, but they also had to make a long road trip out to Hobbs. So, I mean, I think both teams probably have things that are going to be not what they wanted going into this week.
Yeah, and then, I mean, I talked to Coach Castile last night from Oregon Mountain as well, and it's not ideal for either program. I mean, it wouldn't be ideal for any football program having to change their game on a Monday of a game week. But, I mean, we went through it last year. It's not anything new that we haven't seen before. We just have to adapt and worry about ourselves and do what we're supposed to do. And, I mean, it's still the importance of Friday night is now the importance of Thursday night.
Yeah, and you had to make a road trip on both those games last year when you played on a Thursday.
Yeah, it'll be nice. We don't have to go anywhere and change the meal plans and all that, so that's a good thing. And they're not going to have to. We're going to feed them after the game, take care of them. But Thursday's a big deal. We need to get everybody out there.
Absolutely. We'll like to see the community out there, and you'll have band, you'll have cheer, you'll have all the things that'll be normal on a Friday night on Thursday.
Yeah, we need to pack this place. We need to make this a tough environment and a fun environment for our kids to play in, a tough environment for Oregon Mountain. But we got to fill those homestands. This is a big deal for 22 seniors. Big deal for our football program of over 100 kids is getting to the 6A playoffs in our first year. A huge step forward. This community needs to rally around these kids and what they've done and come support them, man. I mean, and we've had a Saturday game, the last one, and the crowd wasn't great, but we understand that. That's Saturday. And this is a Thursday night, so let's get everybody out there. Let's get excited about these kids and what they have the opportunity to accomplish.
Yeah, what else you got going on a Thursday night? Come on down. There's
I guarantee you the Thursday night football game is not going to be as good as what we're going to do.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't even know who's playing, but Thursday night football's been terrible for this season.
Yeah, I have no idea who's playing on Thursday night in the NFL this year. I have no clue. You actually get to see football in person. That's the important thing there. Looking back to last week, again, I thought it was a better go of it for you guys against a top team compared to the way you guys played against Hobbs. You're able to again, you guys don't have that fumble at 14-7. That game maybe takes a little bit. I'm not saying you necessarily win, but that certainly was the turning point.
We had our chances to make that a much closer game. That fumble inside our own 20 was huge and make it 21-7. But defensively, I thought we played really well. Got after it. Offensively, I thought when we decided to establish our identity of who we are and what we're about, we've ran the ball with most success on Centennial than probably anybody else has all year. And that's a credit to our kids up front, our coaches, because we came to the point, let's just be who we are. And our kids got after it. And I think we rushed for close to 200 or somewhere around 170.
Yeah.
Which is a good number. Centennial doesn't do that. They don't give that up. So that's a big deal for us in establishing our identity. But they're a reason why they're number one team in the state. When we vote them number one. They're a good football team. They're going to have a shot to compete for a state championship. And we had our opportunities to make it closer. And credit to our kids. They played hard. I was proud of them for how we responded to our performance from the week before and putting out a much better product. Our body language was much better. Our energy was much better. And it translated us being more successful.
And that's all behind you now. It's pretty much one and in for you guys if you guys can come out with a win against Oregon Mountain. And it's nice to be in that spot. I mean, that's one of those things that, the last couple seasons, the last game of the year, you haven't had that opportunity because the COVID year or last year. But, it can take you back to the Artesia game as well. I mean, but not a lot of these kids were on the team that year that you guys won Artesia. Yeah.
So they don't know. But it's a cool thing. It's something this group's talked about. Once our season ended last year and we got thrown into 6A is we didn't have a pity party. We didn't feel sorry for anybody. We just talked about, hey, we got to get in the playoffs and do what we're supposed to do. And this group's one of the better 12 teams in the state in 6A, and they deserve to be there. But we have to go out and play well on Thursday night, and we have to do what we're supposed to do. And if we do those things, we're going to be okay. We'll win a game and get in the playoffs and continue to build this program going forward. So it's an exciting time. We told our kids after the game that we're in playoffs right now. This is week one of the playoffs. This is the pre-playoffs.
Yeah.
is how it used to be called, I think.
Yeah, it's a good way to view it, not, basically know that, hey, you guys got to go out there and win this game in order to get into the playoffs. You go and get to the Oregon Mountain team, and, you can't really go forward and talk about Oregon Mountain and just what a challenging season that group has had. I don't think, any any coach, any parent, any player could even fathom that whole process. And a lot of credit needs to go to that coaching staff and those kids for finding a way to fight on.
Dude, I got so much respect for Coach Castile, his staff, so much respect for that football program, those players, everybody associated with it. What they've gone through, nobody ever wished that on anybody. And the class that they've done it with and the way they've gone about their business and continue to play and play inspired and play well at times. They're a young team. They make mistakes just like a lot of people do. But to bounce through all that, get through all that, and keep grinding along and then put themselves in this situation, that's a huge, huge credit to their coach staffs, that school district, those football players, everybody. And that's why this community comes out. Come support those kids as well, man. I mean, this is their last game for seniors, and come support what they've gone through this year that nobody in this town or community would ever wish for anybody to have to go through that. And we need to come and support them as well and be proud of what they've done for 10 weeks.
And certainly, in honor of Abe Romero, I saw. I think you guys last week had the stickers in the helmet. It's the last 2 weeks,
for a
couple weeks now. Yeah, you guys have had stickers on your helmet in honor of him, in honor of the Oregon Mountain football team as well. And regardless, as terrible as the situation has been, it's one of the small silver linings is just showing the community of football in the state of New Mexico.
Care about each other and support each other. And it's Friday's special, and everything those kids have gone through, they get to escape for about 3 hours a week. And that's going to happen on Thursday night, is to come out here and they get to escape and just play football. And then when that's all over, they go back to reality and whatever they have to deal with going forward, they got to. And use this as an escape. But we got to get everybody out here. This should be a packed place. Thursday night football, there's nothing else going on in the neighborhood. You got to come support our kids, get excited. We got a playoff game. Come support Oregon Mountain, be proud of what they've done. Utmost respect for everybody. But it's an exciting time. It's been a fun week talking to our kids. The kids even in school, man, they're ramping up the excitement. And then you got band going on Saturday with the tournament. I think it's TBOB, I think it's whatever it is.
Tournament of the band, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
They got a big tournament going on. Cheers will be out there. I mean, you got a bunch of kids to support. We got cheerleaders. This will be their last home game for the football. You got SATs that'll be out there. I mean, there's a whole lot of reasons to get out there on Thursday night and come support Tiger football and everybody else associated with the Alamogordo High School.
Back to the game real quick in terms of what you're going to see from Oregon Mountain, what they do offensively. We've been kind of bouncing back and forth between like to run the football, pass the football. What does Oregon Mountain like to do?
They're about a clone like us.
Okay.
I mean, they'll get in what we call flex, which is our normal 2x1 with an H-back set. They'll get into one-back stuff. They got a kid named Triango at quarterback that can spin it. They got a big old sucker as a tailback, number 9, and I forget his name right now, but he's a load. He's also a defensive end for him. They're good, and they're very good up front offensively. I think that's a very impressive offensive line, and the quarterback can spin it. I mean, they're you look at their record and they're 3-8, and heck, they lost to Rio Rancho by 7 and turned the ball over 8 times. It's a good football team, and if things bounce their way, they're probably sitting at 6-3 coming into this game. So they've done a good job. They're very dangerous. They do a lot of good things. Defensively, they got a nose guard that is a giant, and he is a stud. He might be the best one we played all year. And they're very good up front defensive-wise. And those 3 guys can wreck the game for them. And that's something that we've got to be able to take care of and control the line of scrimmage up front, which I thought we did a lot better job last week of being clones of what we've been before.
And we've seen you guys, I mean, you were able to move the ball on the ground against Carlsbad, and they had a big defensive front and some other teams as well. So, I mean, this offensive line is clearly capable of creating those holes, even if they go up against guys that are maybe bigger than them.
Yeah, I mean, and that's something that we've prided ourselves on all year. In the last, you go back to 2 weeks, the second half of Cruces and then the game against Hobbs, we didn't play well up front. And that's indicative of how many points we scored in those 2 scenarios. But I thought our kids bounced back on Saturday. I thought our linemen did a very good job of, when we decided to be who we are, of running the football. I mean, we went 3 and out on the first 3 drives and said, screw it, let's go be who we are, and got after it and then had success. So we got to do that on Friday. It's not going to be easy. They're coached well too, and we got to execute.
All right, well, we'll look forward to it. Again, Thursday night, 7 o'clock out at Tiger Stadium. Get out there and support it. It's the last home game of the season. If the Tigers make the playoffs, it will be a road game. We know that much. Correct. So make sure you get out there and support the Tigers.
Yeah, senior night starts 6:30, honoring 23 football seniors. We're honoring, I want to say, 3 cheerleaders and 5 or 6 SATs will all be honored before the game. We're going to honor Oregon Mountain seniors as well, announce every one of their kids, their names. It's just a big deal. It's an exciting time. it's something that hasn't been in this community in a long time, and having a playoff type atmosphere, a playoff type game, and that's what's going to happen Thursday night.
All right, Coach. Good luck on
Appreciate it,
Thursday.
man. Go Tigers.
All right, we'll take a break and come back. More of the Roundup coming up for you right after this.